Alrighty, I want to make this one a really quick video, says the person who likes to talk on videos, but we will bypass that for right now. I have something new. I'm doing something completely new I've never done before. I had some Nibs, Nib Grinds by the indomitable Kirk Speer. I found that he was coming to my local shop, Oblation, and I was so excited. I'm like, okay, what do I do? How do I do this? What's going on? They said you can come in, put your name. It's first come, first serve, so there's no pre-sign up. First come, first serve. So I put my name. I was like probably number 4 on the list when I got there. By the time I got to the shop, I put my name on the list, and then it was my turn. And I'm like, oh, what do I do? What do I do? But I had a plan. So what I've decided to do is, because I don't know about any nib grinds, and I don't necessarily want to put them on my more expensive pens and not like it after all, what I've decided to do is, much like what Kirk does, and I'll insert that picture here, Kirk actually has TWSBI pens that he's ground and he's put a specific nib on it. And if you look at all these pens, these are 18 pens, and there's a specific grind on it. So I sat at that table, and he was in the back of me doing someone else's pens. I sat at that table and I wrote with every single one of his pens, because I had not experienced any of them. And I wanted to be sure that the pens that the nibs that I wanted were things that I wanted to write with. So I wrote with Reverse Architect, 45 Degree Architect, Gravely, 60, Italic, Scythe, that's a new one for me, I'd never heard of that. Monoline, that's a bit too thick for me. Imperial, Katana, High Plan, Spear Point, Posting, Concorde, and Cursive Smooth Italic. Now you may notice some check marks right there. Well, I should say right there. You can only get 2 nibs at a time in one session. I decided to get the Cursive Smooth Italic. Oh my word, that was writing like with butter. Butter, y'all, butter. And the Concorde. I'm gonna show you the Concorde last, because I'm thinking, what in the world is possible with nib grinds? So, first things first, let me get a piece, I want a piece of paper that I'm gonna have to use this. I hate using these. I'm gonna put this here. This is my ink that I use now. If you've not seen my previous video, this is the ink now that I'm using to test when I get a new pen. I'm using the same ink consistently, so I can test the pen and have no properties that I have to worry about. Just the standard. This is a Pilot Namiki. Oh Lord, what is the name of this pen? This ink. Small break there so I can show you. This is the Pilot Namiki. And I was looking for a blue fountain pen that I could use regularly. I have a couple others that I'm thinking about getting, but right now it's this one. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you each, I'm gonna write with each pen. This pen is, this is my TWSBI Indigo Bronze. Oh my God, I love this. In this pen, I had a broad nib. So it had a broad nib in it, and I knew that I wanted to get these two nibs, Concorde and Cursive. And I said to him, you let me know which one fits in which pen. This pen is my Diamond 580 in Iris. This originally was a fine nib. This originally was a broad nib. And he told me this one would go for the Cursive Smooth and this one would go for the Concorde. I cannot wait to show you that. Oh my God. So what I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna ink it up. I'm just going to dip, much like Kirk did. I'm just going to dip it in there and then see, I'm gonna just do some writing to show you what is this? Let's see if I can get just a good bit on it. Okay, so this pen, I'm just gonna write informational stuff so we can see how the pen writes now. right, so the new nib is, I wish you could just go through the camera and just write with me. Just come in and write with me with this pen. Oh my word, so awesome. Let's do some strokes. This is how it is. This is generally what I do when I get a new pen, a new nib. Alrighty, so that's the new Cursive Smooth Italic. So I went from a broad nib to a Cursive Smooth Italic nib, and it is so wonderful to write with. I must say, I wasn't reaching for this pen a lot, and I'm so glad I decided to change the nib or try the nib. I'll tell you a little bit about why I put it in a TWSBI in a minute. But let's get to the one that's kind of like, what? This is the Concorde nib. Let me dip it in there. Yeah, before I dip it in there, let me just show you this nib. Okay, so I love the nib because it's such a colorful rainbow thing. But I want you to look at what this nib looks like now. What? It is like the opposite of a Fude nib. Whoa. Wait till you, okay, let me just get it together, Grace. Just dip the dang thing and let's see. Let me make sure I get enough. Okay, this is, and I must say, this particular nib writes with a little bit of feedback. I ain't mad at that. And the new nib. And something I found out at my my PDX pen meetup. Let me write this first. The new nib is, it's called Concorde. Oh my God, can't spell. So that's the new nib, and it's bent forward, absolutely. What I want to do here is I'm gonna search up some footage of Kirk actually working on this particular nib.
That was sweet. Very sweet. Strong nails.
You have to have very strong nails. Lots of protein in my diet. Very, very smooth, even on the roughest stuff. So I started out, I actually found an old Parker 51 fountain pen in an antique store for $5 one day. And not really know anything about fountain pens other than that's what it was. I bought it on a whim and took it back to my hotel room and researched it and
what? Is that what started you this?
Found out I got it working and it wrote wonderfully, so I basically went out and bought every fountain pen I could find for under $10, and when you do that at antique stores you end up with a bunch of them that have nibs that have problems, right? And so then I had to learn that, there's not really a cheap way to get somebody to fix them. So I decided to learn how to fix them on my own. And
that is an awesome story. Isn't that fascinating to see? I don't know about you guys, but that just like, I couldn't stop taking, he gave me permission, but I couldn't stop looking. And sometimes I forget I'd have the camera to the side and I'd just be looking. I wouldn't be looking at the camera or seeing what I'm capturing. And sometimes my hand went down and it didn't capture much, but I was fascinated by what he was doing. Let's do some strokes with this. And I'm gonna show you in a minute. So really, yeah, that's an upstroke. What is the thing with this, Grace? I'll show you in a minute, hold on. I'm gonna show you what is up. The Concorde, when you write it in reverse, so if you notice, this is the upright. I am now gonna write with the pen this way. Watch this. Look at that. What? Have you ever seen such goodness? I am blown away. When I tried this particular nib that he had, and this upside. Let me do the upside. Isn't that just unbelievable? I'm blown away by these two. So let me tell you what I'm going to be doing with nibs when I get a new nib. Now that I've had this practice, I had these two pens in my collection and I use them. I wasn't gravitating towards them, but I do still use them. It's not like it's sitting there never be used. What I've decided is I'm going to start buying regular old TWSBIs because I've been interested in getting more TWSBIs, but I'm thinking I can't have that many TWSBIs. I don't need that many TWSBIs. What I've decided is, just like Kirk does, I'm going to buy more TWSBIs and I'm going to get Nib Grinds on them from different people, not only just Kirk. And I'm going to have them do one of their Nib Grinds on it because, as I said, I figured that it'd be easier, less risk to put a new grind on a nib that I'm not sure about, I've never used, and that'll go on a different pen, say my Platinum 3776, although I probably won't do it to that. But anyway, that's what I'm thinking about. So my first foray into a new nib grind will always be on a TWSBI. I've just decided that that's how I want to practice with using them, feeling them out, because I need to feel a thing out before I fully commit yay or nay. And I think for the price point that TWSBIs are, $50 basically, give or take, I can put a nib on it that maybe if it's okay, I can put it on something else, but I will try first with the TWSBI. And if I really find that I don't like that nib, I've not spoiled a nib on a pen that I really enjoy. I love my TWSBIs, absolutely love my TWSBIs. And I think this is a good way to go to figure out nib grinds and which ones I like. I think I would like to try Gina. I forgot her last name. I'll put it here. Gina has the journal lib. She does the journaler lib. Why can't I say the word now? She does the journaler lib. I did it again. For Estabrook. She's going to be at our pen show in July. If you're not yet, you need to come to our pen show. We're good. We're good. I'll be volunteering there. So come and say hi to me and let's chat. Let's talk. But anyway, by the by, she will be at the pen show. I'm definitely going to have a couple of TWSBIs that I'm going to have her do. Another thing that before I go, I found out someone at my pen show said they named, Nibsmiths named their nib grinds. So Kirk Speer named this particular nib grind the Concorde because it looks like the beak of a bird, right? The same type of nib might be named something totally different by a different nibsmith. I did not know that, y'all. I did not know that. That is, I tell you, there's so much information out there that we have yet to know about because, love, absolutely love. So there you go. Let's turn that. Oh, come on, get on there already. Thank you very much. Appreciate you doing what I'm asking you to do. So there you go. My TWSBIs, my new nib grinds, the Cursive Smooth Italic, and the Concorde with the beaky nib. Yes. Anyway, that's it for now. I'll talk to you later. Goodbye.